Hey everyone, Chandra Zas is in Odyssey. Today we are going to talk about thought downloads. It is a revolutionary tool to be used by anyone who's interested in gaining self-awareness. So we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day, more or less on average, probably not exactly proven, but there's the scientific guess estimate. And most of those are unconscious and non-deliberate thoughts. So doing a thought download is one of the best tools that I've ever come across to gaining awareness of what's going on in our mind and our brain. So our brain, our thoughts drive everything in our life. They create all of our feelings, they create all of our behaviors, they create everything in our life. So a thought download is a way to see what's going on in your brain. In the years of meditation and mindful studying that I did, it was a really common practice. I studied a few different types of meditation, and all of them is based around learning how to see your mind, learning how to see your thoughts. So when we step into the space of being able to realize that we're not our thoughts, that our brain is producing thoughts, and we don't necessarily have to agree with them or even think them, it is a revolutionary concept and way of being in the world. So a thought download is a way to see what's going on in your brain. So I like to use it for three different things, 3 different times. And it's a really simple exercise. It's about taking a piece of paper, sitting down with yourself in some reasonable amount of focus and time, and writing stream of consciousness for 10 minutes. Just writing, whatever is on your mind, whatever is in your brain, just getting it out, letting it flow. If you think you're stuck, write, I think I'm stuck. You literally want to just get out what's in your brain onto paper. So this is just a very basic and incredible tool to gain awareness of your mind, of your brain. So this is the basis of a thought download. I also really love to use it in 2 other places. One of them is when I'm having a negative emotion, and the other one is in working on my weekly schedule. So the first one with a negative emotion, if I'm having a negative emotion, if I notice that I'm feeling, one of my common things in my life has been depressed. So what I know about depression is that it's without getting into depression. So I remember a few months ago, I was starting to feel really depressed, and I was like, I noticed, I think I'm depressed. What's going on here? So what I did was I sat down and I wrote. This time I was on my computer and I just wrote, and I started asking myself questions. What's going on? Why do I feel this way? What's the story? Why am I feeling depressed? Oh, I'm feeling trapped. Why am I feeling trapped? And I just kept asking myself questions until I got to the bottom of the story. That particular story was that in our lifestyle, we were living on a cruise ship, and it doesn't really matter the whole story, but I was feeling trapped in our lifestyle. And when I realized that I was feeling trapped, then I got to ask myself, am I really trapped? Wait a minute, no, I made this choice. All of life's moments have positives and negatives, and I do have a choice to change this, and I did make a decision to do this. I'm not actually trapped. And this, it was a bit of a obviously longer process, but that was the root of what the shift was. I went from feeling really stuck and hard to curious to a little bit more open to realizing what were the stories in my head, why was I creating these emotions, and then okay, it's really, really powerful tool to use and to gain awareness. And then I'll just give you a quick tip. Whenever you're feeling something negative, it's because you're thinking something. So this is the way to get into what is causing this feeling, and a thought download is an incredible tool for it. The other one that I really want to briefly touch on is in using it for calendaring and creating a schedule. So we all have these like running to-do lists in the back of our head, all of these things that we know we need to get done and that we want to get done, that we think we should get done. And it's incredible brain maintenance to do. I like to call it a brain dump. Get everything out that's spinning in my head of what my brain and what parts of me thinks needs to be done, and really look at it on paper, and then make the conscious decision to either put it directly in my calendar that it's going to get done, or looking at it and being like, you know what, I don't really have to do this. I don't really want to do this. Like, I'm going to actually cross this off my list instead of letting it linger in the back of my head as something that's kind of nagging me and taking up, I like to call it brain processing space. So before I calendar my week, I like to do a big brain dump of everything that is on my brain that I want to get done, need to get done, whatever it is. So both of those are forms of thought downloads, where you're literally getting out what's in your head and you're putting it onto paper. I have paper in front of me. That's why I'm looking at it. So I hope this helps you. It's one piece of the component. After the thought download comes the model, which is also connected. There's a link in here for the video to the model. And the next video is going to be on fact versus thought. So this is going to help us further see our internal realities and ourselves. It's mind-blowing, incredible work. I feel so honored to have this be a part of my life. I hope you have an epic day. Stay tuned for more. Ciao.